Hi guys, my name's Callum and I've been invited here by Philips to have a go at using this fantastic pasta and noodle maker. It's so easy, you literally just chuck everything in, press a button, and in a couple of minutes you've got fresh pasta or noodles. I'm gonna use it today to make a wild mushroom and asparagus penne. Delicious, healthy meal, perfect for entertaining. So to make the pasta, what we've got here is a cup or 200 grams of wholemeal flour. We're using wholemeal flour because it's really kind of satisfying, keeps you full. I actually think it works really well with the flavor of the mushrooms as well. So that goes in with a tablespoon of chopped thyme. Now we're using thyme, once again, perfect with mushrooms. However, you could use dill or parsley or really any kind of soft herb. The other thing you can do as well, and I'm gonna use some egg and water to kind of bind the pasta here. It's got heaps of flavor already from the thyme and from the flour. However, instead of just using water, you could use like a juice or like saffron or something like that at this stage to flavor your pasta or noodles as well. So I've got one egg and I want just enough water to make it up to 90 mils. Ah, perfect. All right, just give that egg and water a little whisk together. Okay, so this is about as hard as it gets. Away we go, and in the egg goes. So this is the magic part. So it's been about 3 minutes, and the penne just starts kind of feeding itself out. Look at this. So I'm just gonna cut it into some longer lengths, and then we'll cut it into little kind of individual pasta from there. And what I love about this, it actually feels like homemade pasta, you know? You can see it's rough there, which is great because it's gonna kind of capture the sauce when we go to cook it as well. You see those little flecks of green thyme in there as well. Okay, cool. So once you get it a little bit longer, I'm just gonna cut off our first lot here, lay it on our board. And while the next lot's coming out, we're just gonna cut it on a little 45-degree angle into individual penne. Just kind of think, you know, bite-sized pieces. That sort of size. So, of course, I'm making penne today, but it also comes with a spaghetti attachment and a fettuccine one as well, which you can then use to make other noodles and ramen, all that sort of stuff as well. So it's really versatile. And what's really fun is you can vary this in so many ways. You can use so many other ingredients to kind of muck around and try different flavors and actually make the pasta or the noodle the hero of the dish rather than just something that's actually carrying the flavor. Pasta's made. I'm gonna start on the mushroom component of the mushroom and asparagus penne now. I've got some good extra virgin olive oil into a nice hot pan. Now I've got a few different types of mushrooms here. I've got some little shimejis, some shiitakes as well, some enokis here, some oyster mushrooms. Now most supermarkets now actually carry a really fantastic array of different mushrooms, and they all have slightly different kind of tastes and textures. So if you can find a little mixed pack rather than just getting one type, definitely worthwhile. All right, get a few of these guys in as well. And then the little enokis here, just gonna leave them for a couple of minutes before we get them in. Okay, so mushrooms have got some color on them now, getting really lovely and golden brown. Got a couple of shallots here. We just sliced up nice and thinly. It's gonna go in as well. A couple little knobs of butter. Some thyme goes in now as well. So we use a little bit of chopped thyme in the pasta. A little bit of fresh thyme goes in here too. A couple of cloves of garlic we've just chopped. Pinch of salt and pepper. I'm just gonna let those shallots just sweat down a little bit now. Once they're translucent, we're gonna get our pasta in the water ready to cook. This smells absolutely delicious. So we can actually get our penne and our asparagus cooking now. We're gonna cook them in the same pot. Pasta about a minute before the asparagus. So we added our penne, gave it a minute, then added the asparagus, 2 more minutes, and by the time we drain it off, that pasta will be cooked perfectly. So penne and asparagus has drained off, and just while that's sitting there, I'm gonna then add a few more things to our mushroom mixture. Some hazelnuts go in, we're just gonna toss them around a little bit. We're gonna go in with a handful of baby spinach too. Some lemon zest. A little bit of lemon juice. So this kind of forms the sauce, that little bit of butter, the thyme, the garlic, lemon zest and juice all joined together. Okay, that's gonna make a little bit of steam as well, which will just help to wilt that baby spinach and the parsley. I've got a bunch of parsley here, we'll just pick all the leaves off. I'll keep a few leaves for throwing on right at the end, but half can go in now as well. Lovely. And at this stage we add the penne and the asparagus, and just those little bits of water that's actually still on there will just help create a bit more steam and form this all together. This is looking really hearty and delicious. I'm just gonna chuck some into a little serving bowl now. Make sure you get plenty of those mushrooms in there as well. Beautiful. A little bit of grated pecorino we've got here, but you can just use the parmesan as well. Top with a little bit more parsley and we're done. So there you have it, my wild mushroom and asparagus penne. It really is as easy as a touch of a button. Perfect to entertain your mates with, or a dinner for one and leftovers for tomorrow. Who would have thought you'd have enough time to make fresh pasta during the week?
Innovation anew. Philips.